All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, by Shem Wadash. Coming to the family with another breakdown of the scriptures. It's your brother Yahya, and I want to call this lesson Narrow Path. And just want to go over a few precepts. And I started thinking about, after we had the brotherhood breakdown and the campfires and whatnot, just really listening to brothers, and so one thing that came up was, sometimes the path that we're on is basically like staying the course. You feel me? So, and I just wanted to give some examples and some precepts on staying the course, and due to us each having our own situations and different lives, that we still call on our power, and we still have one goal, and that's rulership. Okay, because that's what we're looking forward to. That's the next step, is rulership. So, and looking forward to rulership, we got to have this tunnel vision mindset and stay focused on our power no matter the cost, right? So, I'm just going to hit a few precepts. I hope it's edifying to the body. Much love to the Ox and Aquath out there who also are listening and learning to you. I say Shalom. Okay, so the first precept I want to hit is Acts 14:22, and it reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of power. Okay, which is meaning we're going to have to go through a lot. Okay, this walk is this walk is not easy. This is not a cakewalk. You come to the Most High, and then you believe, you put your faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and then you get everything, and everything's fine and dandy. No. It says here, Acts 14:22 again, confirming the souls of the disciples, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, right? So this is what was going on, and that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of power. Okay, so we already know that we did this. We already know that. That's why we're waking up in this time, right? So we went through that tribulation, right? And we are awakened in this time with that same faith, that same mindset. And so understanding that's where we are. We've come into this truth, back into what we once knew, but understanding that we still got to be on that fine and narrow path, right? And that narrow path is a road of difficulty, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to go through it smooth. It means, you're going to have tears and rips. Imagine going through a small corridor, right? And in that corridor, it's straight, but it's very narrow, right? But in the corridor, it has like these little nails or pointy things coming out of the walls. But you got to walk through it. So imagine walking through that. You see what's at the end, right? You see that light, you see that the rulership, right? You see the rulership, you see the kingdom, but you got to go through it, and you could see it, but you still got to go through that narrow path with those needles. So as you're going through it, you're like, you're just getting picked, shirt getting ripped, scratches, but you're still going straight because you know what the goal is. And that's what it's saying, okay? If you can receive that, right? Next precept I want to hit is Matthew 7:14. And it reads, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Now think about this verse, Matthew 7:14. And few there be that find it. Few. Which means those who are going to find the kingdom, those who are going to get that rulership, those who are getting the kingdom is few. Okay? Few. Okay? That wide gate, that's the gate of destruction. Okay? So within that narrow path, it's only going to be few of us to get through that. Okay? Because that is the road of difficulty. That's that narrow path. Okay? Let's see. Let's get First Thessalonians 5:8. Okay? But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. Right? So that breastplate is our cover, which is Yahweh Shai, right? And so we have our breastplate, we have our covering, right? And that's our hope because we know what lies ahead, right? We already know that. So we have that breastplate of him, we have that helmet, that protection, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to be able to go through, right, that narrow path, to the best of our ability, right? That's what we look forward to. That's that hope. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna get Psalms 1, and I'm gonna read Psalms 1 through 3. Psalms 1 through 3. And it reads, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. The counsel of the ungodly. So the counsel of the ungodly is that wide gate. So think of it like that. The counsel of the ungodly is that wide gate. So the scripture is saying, blessed is the man that walketh not in that wide gate, right? Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, right? Blessed we are blessed because we are not walking in that wide and ungodly gate, right? So, verse 2, but this delight in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And don't we do that? Upon our beds at night, while you're driving, whatever, you're always, thinking about the scriptures, or you know what I'm saying? You're texting brothers, letting them know how they're doing. If you do lessons, you're doing that. If you are, one of the Akwath, are women out there, you're doing stuff for the brotherhood or for the family, taking care of the kids, doing your own little lessons, trying to edify and bring that pleasure to the Most High. That's what it's saying. Delight in that. Okay, and that's what we do. 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So we're on that narrow path, right? So we continue on that narrow path. The Most High is not going to forsake us, right? Because one, he's not going to give us more than what we can handle, but also, and also by going through the fire, by going through that, we have a reward, right? And whatever we do, we will prosper in it. You know what I mean? Like, you call on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he's going to take care of you. And it may not be the most voluptuous things on this earth, because no one really, we're not into that right now. But once we get that spiritual power, we're gonna have it all. But until then, he gives us what we need, right? He gives us what we need, and he will never leave us forsaken ever, right? So that is giving us whatsoever he doth shall. That's whatever we do, we will prosper in it, because our faith and trust is in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai within our narrow path walk, right? So that's what it's saying. The precept I want to get with that is Genesis 7 and 6. So this is Noah. So, and Noah was 600 years old when the flood of the waters was upon the earth. Okay, 600. 70 years to build the ark. that straight and narrow path road of difficulty. So think about that real quick. And I just thought about this because I was like, man, to be on a straight and narrow path, and this precept popped out because it's like Noah was on a straight and narrow path for a long time, right? It took him roughly 70 years to build the ark. 70 years. And imagine him building that ark surrounded by heathens, surrounded by ungodly people, because remember, the Most High said he's going to wipe everybody out. Like there's the animals, everybody. I'm taking it all out because everybody is just done. Like it's done. But what happened? He saved Noah, his sons, and their daughters, right? But by doing that, that was 70 years. Like imagine you're amongst these the wickedness of the people, and you steady building an ark. And remember, back in those days, they lived a long time. So 70, that's nothing, right? 70 is nothing. So you're building this ark, and I know he's getting ridiculed. They're calling him all kind of like, man, what is this dude doing, man? But what was he doing? He was on that narrow path. Like, okay, you want me to do this, Most Right? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Even though y'all getting me, bam, needles, bam. You know what I'm saying? Talking about me. I mean, I don't know. It could have been. There's so many things that went on within that 70 years that is not even written in Scripture. But we know that that's what he did. So that is a straight and narrow path. That's a road of difficulty to do that and to stay focused on that, right? Genesis 6:18. But with thee will I establish my covenant, right? And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. But with thee will I establish my covenant. So he established a covenant with Noah, okay? So that covenant was what? Listen, this is what you're going to do. This is how it's going to be. And this is what is going to come after I wipe everything out. Okay? And Noah was on that straight and narrow path because he believed the Most High. No matter what, he stayed focused on the path, that narrow path, right? Next precept I want to get is 1 Kings 18:21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? All right? If the Lord be power, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. All right? Let me read that again. 1 Kings 18:21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? So he's saying, you guys are straddling the fence, basically. You got this opinion, you got this opinion. You're just like this. You're wavering, right? Salakia, my dogs are barking. You're wavering between two opinions, right? And he's saying, how long are you guys going to do that? Like, y'all need to be focused. Look, you either go this way or you're going to go this way. That's why he says, he goes, if the Lord be power, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word because they were unstable, right? That's why, and so I thought of this, I got up this precept because it's like, either you're going to take the wide gate or you're going to take the narrow. But you need to choose, right? In our past life, we already chose that narrow path. That's why we're woken up in this time in that narrow state of mind, okay? Like the scripture says, some will awake to everlasting life and some to everlasting contempt. That wide gate is everlasting contempt, okay? That narrow gate, that narrow path is everlasting life, okay? But this precept that Elijah, in 1 Kings, what Elijah's saying, he's basically saying, like, you have to choose which way you're going to go. You're going to choose that wide gate or you're going to choose the narrow gate, okay? Make a choice. And I thought of that precept because it was well, I didn't think of it, but it kind of popped up actually. I was looking for precepts for these other ones. And I read it and I was like, that fits, as far as explaining the narrow path, because if you continue to read that, then brothers, you guys can continue to read that 1 Kings 18 and 21, keep reading down, but let's see. Actually, yeah. And so it explained a little bit more, but I thought that would be a good precept for that. Last precept. What's it? I'm at 15. Okay, last precept is Ecclesiasticus 2:1. Okay? Ecclesiasticus 2:1. And it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." That's powerful right there. Okay, that's powerful. "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make no haste in time of trouble." Which means in that narrow path, you're going to have times of trouble. Right? Because it's narrow. You're going to get pricks. You're going to get bruises. You know what I mean? He says, don't make haste. Don't bounce. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I give up. I can't do it. Because anyone who is in this truth, and you're supposedly calling Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you're on that narrow path, and when you get bumps and bruises, if you bounce and you give up, then you weren't a part of the elect in the first place, or the 1/3. Okay? And so that's what it's saying. Like, you need to endure. Go through that. Don't bounce, it says. Make no haste. Don't leave. You know what I'm saying? Keep going through it. Keep going through it. Because your reward is right there, right? That's why the scripture says, roughly paraphrased, don't let no one take thy crown, right? No one, nothing. Okay? Ecclesiasticus 2:3. "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end." Increased with what? At the last end. That's that spiritual power. That is our freedom. That is what we long for, right? That's what we long for. Is that increase. It says may be increased at the end. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be increased. We're going to be turned up. But we got to go through it until the end. Right? We got to go through it until the end. And so I hope these precepts was encouraging. Just want to say to the ox and aquaf, we got to continue to push forward, even though we're going through things, and we got to know that the Most High is in control of it all. So in knowing that he's in control of it all, then know that he's going to protect you and keep you. But you still got to get that little bit. It's still going to be some trials and situations in there. And it builds you up, It'll build you up, It hurts, but it builds you up to that you may become stronger in faith, And so, that's pretty much the lesson. Much love to the brotherhood, Rod of Iron family. I love y'all, man. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Continue to pray. And do and use whatever you are able to use within your body and soul to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the best of your ability. All right, and make sure that we contact one another when we can and pray for one another daily, and pray that the Most High will continue to shorten these days. Okay, so. Hope the lesson was edifying. Much love to the ox and aquaf out there listening and learning. Till next time I say shalom.